You wanna like up your bum buckler life. Like up your blood clot life. Can't do this all day. Me not say nothing, me not have nothing more to say. Last thing me I say, like up your life. Well, see me I get a call. Hold on there. Oh, you mute this again. Alright. See on about buckler stay? Fuck on. You could hear my conversation a while ago on a blood clot, you know. Like up your life, man. Me not have nothing more to say. Seven people, look who are 15 now. Nobody not like up your life. Alright, so don't go and watch me. Go and watch me. No, so until me real people them join the live I like up so they can still wait for me. You see? Uh, Simone Bogle, my wife active. Them me my two truest supporter them. You see me say if me see them touch the live, no me smart for say. You can watch me all in the like, you see? True. That's it, true, fucking true. Honestly. I wait for me to support them join the live still, so I can go and watch me still.
And was the brother of a very known drug trafficker. According to Montreal police, everything behind this, bro. When you don't know the truth, I'm behind this, bro. I'm a narcos, T-Bless, me I cause the people them, I'm sweet me, bro. Me I be real. Maybe me a substance. I think $1 million is a lot of money. No, you don't. No, I don't, actually. Woman's been with you 6 years. She's been, as you said, incredibly loyal. You're finally gonna get married. You have a child. Give her the $25 million. Well, I guess I look at it right here. I built the same one. I did it by myself. Nobody did it for me. Not Alana, not Marla, nobody. And I think that because somebody marries somebody that builds something huge, doesn't necessarily mean that just because they get a divorce, they should end up like the Queen of Sheba. I think $1 million is a lot of money. No, you don't. Girl, I have some good. I'm gonna run. I got 2 hands. Okay. Yeah. All that. Yeah.
So, of these 3 ladies that we have here, I'm gonna have you pop one of their balloons just based off of what you're seeing so far.
I would like to cover it with because initially she wouldn't give me a chance because of where I'm from.
Okay, all right. Sorry about that.
All right, so today I want to do a look test with y'all.
We don't need to do that. We never do it. I mean, like, you ain't with nobody. I'm not with nobody
That
else.
was dirty though. Messages right here about meeting.
Again, it's just the client that I meet with. He
What
just
if
plays
they be
around.
chasing you at last night? That's in the morning though.
It is, but I have my phone on at the start because I'm laying with you. So,
You mind if we call Derek real
I
quick?
think he's available right now. I think it'd be a good idea.
You mind if we call him? He's so nervous.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying, I don't think that, hey, this is my man. You know that. We're just playing around. He just wants to make sure that we're not, that we're not with each other. That you and I.
My girl. I mean, yeah, girl.
Blood clot, girl, I fuck you.
You should know about women that unequal.
This everybody know my favorite artist in the world, Vibes Cartel. Vibes Cartel, I've always said Vibes Cartel is an enigma. I've always said he's the greatest musician and the realest musician ever. Let me tell you who he is all in one. Vibes Cartel is Eminem lyrically in dancehall. He's Eminem lyrically. He's Jay-Z in terms of stature and respect and even bringing on new artists. He's King Von in terms of fear and being about exactly what he's talking about, right? He's Drake in terms of versatility, right? And also being commercial. He's everybody. Like this guy's kind of like if you know dancehall and you know everything I'm saying is true. Like you can't find a more alert. You can't find a better songmaker than him. You can't find a guy who allegedly did everything that he says he did level in real life. This everybody know my favorite artist in the world, Vibes Cartel. Vibes Cartel, I've always said Vibes Cartel is an enigma. I've always said he's the greatest musician and the realest musician ever. Let me tell you who he is all in one. Vibes Cartel is I've seen a lot of people been talking about this. Everybody know my favorite artist in the world, Vibes Cartel. Right? Vibes Cartel, I've always said Vibes Cartel is an enigma. I've always said he's the greatest musician and the realest musician ever. Let me tell you who he is all in one. Cartel is Eminem lyrically in dancehall. He's Eminem lyrically. He's Jay-Z in terms of stature and respect and even bringing on new artists. He's King Von in terms of fear and being about exactly what he's talking about, right? He's Drake in terms of versatility, right? And also being commercial. He's everybody. Like this guy's kind of like if you know dancehall and you know everything I'm saying is true. Like you can't find a more lyrical nigga than him. You can't find a better songmaker than him. You can't find a guy who allegedly did everything that he says he did, like on a gangster level, in real life. So I'm gonna give it a real quick recap on Vibes Cartel. You know, got a couple pseudonyms. One is the World Boss. You feel me? So Vibes Cartel. Jamaica is a country that is, I hate to call it this because this is a country that I was born in, but it's a poor country. You know what I mean? And in certain facets, I'm not saying rich people don't live there. I'm saying there's a lot of places where people are impoverished and meets way below the poverty line of even what happens in the United States. So in Jamaica, crime is very different. Like that's why in Jamaica you see what they call dons, right? And there's certain facets in certain groups where anytime somebody get a lot of resources, what you got?
When you say a sub, big up yourself, me G. Jai 2 TV, sub to you. Big up yourself, me G. See it. Where you from? Buy a super sticker, Jai 2 TV. Buy a super sticker. If you're not a bot, BOT, buy a super sticker.
You know, any type of way. If you got it from drugs, that person usually becomes super respected because it's kind of like the Robin Hood thing. You start giving back to the people. Love you because the government don't give them that. But then the government start looking at you saying, how the hell you get this money? And damn, they start realizing that people abuse the type of power because, you know, if you ever heard about Christopher Dundas Coke, they'll start killing people too. You know what I mean? Like people get power hungry and this and that. Okay. Vybz Kartel is one of the artists that the Jamaican government felt turned into a Don. And a Don would be like a cartel boss, a cartel leader, right? And it's ironic because his name is Vybz Kartel. But he linked up with other gangsters in you know, in the community, you know, him and the Klansman or whatever the case is, and that's like a whole, like, you know, group of just straight killers. And they believe that Vybz Kartel was not only a great musician, as I described, but that he was getting people killed. And they actually believe that he was putting hits out on people. And notoriously, the police in Jamaica actually said they believe he was responsible for over 100 murders. Now, obviously, it becomes one of those things that we're seeing with Young Thug, where it's like they don't believe he killed 100 people. They believe he ordered the murder of 100 people because he had this big, crazy gang with him that was down to carry out hits, right? By the way, they also got indicted and they like shit. That's a whole different story. But if you read some of the gruesome details, like they were killing people everywhere. Like they were killing people in church. They go like he used to have certain lyrics to talk about how they would go and kill people, and you would see murders pop up just like that. So again, he's been like a very
Buy a super sticker.
interesting figure. And you know, I'm kind of using a lot of references here because I don't know how familiar you guys are with Dancehall or him, but I'm trying to make you understand. If you ever watch Narcos and if you're familiar with Pablo Escobar, remember Pablo Escobar, he's a drug kingpin, right? And then he gets so popular, he actually runs for office. He actually runs as the secondary for a public office, and he wins, right? Like the fucking drug nigga won like a political thing because he's that popular. Vybz Kartel in Jamaican culture got so big that essentially his influence became tantamount to what the actual government was, right? So like if he said something or if he did something, it would either encourage or discourage mass whatever. And that's an incredible power to have. It's kind of like how when they say what Tate has a little bit, except with this also involves a lot of violence. Okay, so cool. Now, what ends up happening, September 30th, I remember the date like it's yesterday, September 30th, 2011, he gets arrested for murder. He actually gets charged for 2 murders, okay? It is alleged that he killed a guy that was one of his shooters. Like, so these guys are like his goons, but he killed one of his goons because in Jamaica, the guns ain't legal like it is over the United States, right? You know, so like it's all smuggled guns and stolen guns. So like you know what happens is, you know. And by the way, I don't know if you guys, I feel like I'm giving probably too much information, but I hope you guys are like keeping up with this. Yes, he was only charged with 2 murders, but actually, no, he was charged in 2 different murder cases. The other murder case was a double homicide, so it was 3 bodies, right? gave the guy a gun, and the guy lost the gun and didn't return it. And then, you know, he was trying to get it back, and the guy was playing games, and he was basically saying, yo, this guy don't respect me. And if you go back to go back to Pablo Escobar, any type of like cartel leader, you can't have people think you pussy. You can't have them thinking you're not the boss you actually are. So actually what ends up happening is that Vybz Kartel himself participates in the murder of his own goon. Remember they said he ordered 100 murders, but he participated in his murder of his own goon. And this story is so wild, right? They summoned the two dudes. It was two dudes. They summoned the two dudes to a house, like one of his mansions, right? And he has the rest of his goons there. And he basically says this. And by the way, this is one of the reasons he's locked up. He used to record a lot of this stuff. Like his goons would send him pictures of dead bodies. It was kind of really cryptic. Like you would never believe this thing is like the fucking superstar. They would send him pictures of people who died and their eyes shot out and all that shit. Like you could tell they were kind of enjoying the murder aspect of whatever the fuck they were doing. I mean, allegedly, by the way, free world bosses. I just got to give the factual stuff. So what happened was, he's even right before the murder, he was even filming, and he was saying, "Yo, hold him down, and we gonna cut his fucking throat." You get what I mean? What happens is they killed the guy allegedly. And then the other guy realized that he was gonna get killed next. Remember they summoned two guys? He ran. They go get the guy. They capture the guy, and they told the guy, "We're not gonna kill you. Chill. We're not gonna kill you." And you could tell this is like some like movie Don-esque type of shit, because they didn't kill the second guy because they wanted to send a message, right? If you kill both of them, nobody really knows what happened. If you kill the first guy and the other nigga says, "What the fuck? Vybz Kartel just killed my friend." No, we can't fuck around with this guy no more. Anyway, that guy ended up working with the government to take down Vybz Kartel. He cooperated, right? Not only that, when they were chasing the guy down, Vybz Kartel gets bit on his foot by his own dog. I was watching that trial like it was good. That was such a great trial. He gets bit by his own dog while chasing the guy down. And yeah, okay, cool. So that's why he got locked up. And then he got locked up for another murder, but the other double murder he beat, right? He beat the other double murder. Or actually, I think they dropped it. He dropped it or charged him. Okay. Essentially, what then happens is that they go through the law.